Ciao, my friends. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make an authentic and classic Neapolitan dish called Sartù di Riso. This is definitely a special occasion dish. There are a lot of steps involved in making something like this, but it is so outrageously delicious. So the first thing we're going to do is cook the rice because you want to have that cooled off before you start putting it together. So let me show you how to do that.
Into a pot, I have 3½ cups of chicken broth and 2 cups of arborio rice. Let that cook for about 15 minutes, then add in your sauce and mix. The amount of sauce is up to you whether or not you want it very saucy or just a little pink. Then you're going to turn off the heat and add in your Pecorino Romano cheese. Stir that in as well, and then you're going to allow this mixture to cool. The best way to do that is to add it to a baking sheet and spread it out into a thin layer. Set the rice aside to cool to room temperature while you prepare the other ingredients.
So I like to make this dish whenever I have leftover Sunday sauce. So this sauce was cooked with beef ribs and braciole, so it's really flavorful. And that's the type of sauce you want to use in this type of dish. Now, if you don't have sauce already made, you can make your sauce. You can add ground beef in there, sausage, whatever meats you like, but it needs to be a really nice, enriched meat sauce. All right, so these are the meatballs I showed you guys in the previous video on how I make my meatball mix. Now we're just going to make those really tiny meatballs. I'm only going to use about a third of this mixture because I don't need that many meatballs for this particular dish. And then the rest I will either freeze for another day or make meatballs tomorrow for dinner. But I'm just going to use a third of the mixture that I showed you in the previous video. So growing up, this was my job, making the tiny little meatballs, because later on in life, I realized it wasn't my mom trying to make me helpful in the kitchen and get me involved. She hated doing it, so she let me do it. So my mom and I came up with a quicker way to do this. If you're doing 2 pounds of meat and those tiny little meatballs, it takes forever and your hands get all sticky and it's not fun. If you've done it, you know it's not fun. So we came up with a hack on how to do that faster. And I've posted it on my other platforms by putting it into a piping bag, piping it onto a piece of parchment paper, like a long strip, and then just taking little pieces instead of like grab and grab and grab. It's much faster. So if you want to look that up, check it out. I'm not going to do it in this video because I'm only using a third of the mixture. And I'm not going to be rolling that many meatballs. So there's no need to get out my piping bag and all that. But so I'm going to roll out these meatballs and then we're going to fry them.
Now I'm going to sear these meatballs in a little bit of olive oil. No need to worry about cooking them completely through because they're going to go into the oven and they'll finish cooking.
All right, so I have my meatballs all fried and ready to go. I have some boiled eggs and I have some cooked peas, okay? This is all part of the stuffing, so to speak, of the sartu. Now I'm using smoked scamorza. You could use mozzarella, you could use regular scamorza, whatever melting type of cheese you like to use is completely up to you. This is very customizable. My mom tends to use mozzarella, so I'm going to use this because it has an amazing flavor. I love the flavor, the smoky flavor it adds to this dish. So I'm just going to cube it up really small. I think 3 slices is probably enough. But we'll see, because there's never enough cheese, and I may decide I want more. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can eat the rind on this cheese. So it doesn't need to be peeled. Let's start off with that, and we'll see how far we get. So the form I'm going to use for this is a bundt pan, okay? You can use a regular baking dish if you don't own a bundt pan. And then what you want to do is you want to grease the dish with butter and sprinkle it with plain breadcrumbs. Okay, so that is going to be the crust of the sartu di riso. And then once you have everything in there, you're going to top it with some more breadcrumbs, and that's going to get nice and crunchy so that when you flip it out, you have this nice crust and the beautiful form of the bun pan. So let me show you how to do that.
I have about a tablespoon of butter that I'm just going to rub onto the pan. Make sure you get every little crevice because this has a tendency to stick and then it will ruin the beautiful shape of it. Once you've ensured that you have butter in every little crevice of the pan, you're going to sprinkle plain breadcrumbs and then shake the pan around to make sure that the breadcrumbs are spread out evenly and have stuck to the butter. And make sure you get that center tube as well. That part you may need to stick with your hands.
All right, so the rice is completely cool now. I'm going to add that to a bowl because we are going to add eggs. That is what is going to allow the sartu to keep its shape and not fall apart when you slice it after you bake it. All right, now that I have all my rice in the bowl, I'm going to add, these are 3 beaten eggs. And just give that a mix. I've already added the cheese in when it was hot. So just going to give this a good mix. And like I said, this will be the binder so that the sartu doesn't fall apart when you go to slice it after you've baked it. All right, now we're going to put it in the pan.
Now it's time for assembly. You're going to take half the rice mixture and place it on the bottom of the pan. Smooth that out and create sort of a little dent in the center for the filling. This will ensure that when the cheese melts, it's not going to stick to the pan and you're going to have a mess on your hands. Add a little bit of your meat sauce in there. Then you're going to go in with your cooked peas. All of these are up to taste. You can put as many peas or as little peas as you like. Add in those meatballs. Then you're going to add your smoked Scamorza or Mozzarella, whatever cheese you're using, and then the boiled eggs. Boiled eggs are a very common ingredient in stuffed dishes like baked ziti, lasagna, and this dish for Neapolitans. Add in a little more sauce on top and then add the other half of the rice mixture. Once you've added all the rice, flatten it out. Then I'm going to add some more plain breadcrumbs, and I like to spray the breadcrumbs with olive oil spray just to make sure I get a nice crust in the oven. Then this is going to go into the oven at 375 degrees for about 55 minutes.
All right, friends, it's out of the oven. It took about 55 minutes to get golden on top. As you can see here, let me put my glove back on because it's still hot. It's nice and golden on top, but you do need to let it settle for about 30 minutes before you try to flip it out. And the flip out, you got to pray, hope and pray it doesn't stick to the mold and then the whole beautiful shape gets ruined. So let's hope not. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to let this rest for 30 minutes and then we're going to take it out of the pan and hope for the best. All right, my friends, it's been 30 minutes and it's time to flip it. I'm a little nervous because I'm afraid sometimes it does stick at the top, but I'm going to release it with a knife just on the edges to make sure that it doesn't stick. And then hopefully we're good. So, all right, I have this pretty little cutting board that I'm going to flip it onto. So I'm just going to place it right on top, grab the pan, and flip it over. Give it a little tap. All right, my friends, this is the moment of truth. All right, it's stuck a little bit, but it is intact, and I'm very happy about that. So we don't waste anything in my house. I had extra meatballs. I have extra sauce, and I have some leftover peas that I didn't use on the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix those 3 things. A little bit of peas, the meatballs. I warmed up my sauce. Okay. And I'm going to add those to the center so that as you slice, you get some of that goodness in the middle. This is, you know, probably not authentic, more for decoration. I've seen other people sort of take the extras and put them in the center, and I always thought that was really pretty and a great way to use extra ingredients. So I'm just going to mix those three things together, just like that, and I'm going to add those to the center. All right, let's give it a little try. This is so delicious. Your family is going to love it. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed my version of Sartù di Riso. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my recipes. See you on the next recipe, my friends. Ciao.